This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'd like to be joined by Caoimhin Agyarko from training camp today. Caoimhin, haven't seen you since your last fight. How you been, mate?
Yeah, I've been good, mate. Enjoyed a little time off over Christmas, and thankfully Eddie's got me straight back out. So had a couple of weeks off and then straight back to camp. So I'm good.
Let's go back to it then. I was at your last fight. It was your matchroom debut in December. No, Larios certainly came and played his part. He took some big shots. He certainly dished it out a little bit as well. Was that like the perfect learning fight on the big stage there?
Yeah, I feel like I learned a lot in that fight in terms of I probably tried to impress too much, and I went looking for that KO early, loading up on my shots, and I felt like whenever I was hitting Larios, he was very durable, and he kind of went into a shell because I expected him to come forward and fight more, and I felt like that would have given me the chances to open him up and stuff like that, but he kind of went on the back foot. So I did definitely learn a lot, and although I wasn't really overly happy with my performance, it was a good win for my first one with Matchroom, and obviously a good win to pick up my first title and beat an unbeaten fighter. So overall, I'm happy. Yeah.
A lot of people would have forgiven you for taking what they would call a soft touch on your matchroom debut, making your DAZN debut as well. Why was it important to you to go in there with someone durable, someone who's going to dish it back, and someone that would make you think?
Listen, I think I'm at the stage in my career where I do need them step ups. But at the same time, I am only 10-0. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Larios could have been a bit of a banana skin. He was a bit of an unknown quantity. Been fighting tough Mexicans in Mexico, and nobody really knew what he was going to bring. So someone like him, it was a perfect fight for me. And obviously, I dealt with him in good fashion, but I do need to be stepped up. I'm 25, and I do want to be moved quickly. But at the same time, my team keep on reminding me I am only 10-0, and I do still have a lot of learning to do.
We spoke on Fight Week as well about having Katie Taylor around, the impact she said on Irish boxing, and you obviously know Katie quite well. What was it like to be able to share a bill with her?
Oh, it was unbelievable. A dream come true for me, really. I've Katie's been one of the fighters that I've looked up to in Irish boxing over the years, and I've had the pleasure of sharing training camps with her and training alongside her. On the Irish team. So to then go into the professional ranks and share a card with her was an unbelievable moment for me, and I was it was something that I was happy to do so early on in my career, and especially with the backing she had in terms of the Irish fans to come support her. Do you know what I mean? They were there to support me as well, so it was an unbelievable night for me.
Okay, he's now got this historic fight lined up with Amanda Serrano. I was at the press conference. I could not believe the turnout. It was mega. Are you going to be trying to get out to that fight?
Yeah, listen, I would have loved to have been on that card, but I chose to go on this card a lot earlier, which I felt like I need to keep the momentum going because I was inactive 21 and 2020, so I wanted to be out straight away. But yeah, I spoke to my manager Paul about potentially going out to that fight and being a spectator and supporting Katie. I know there's rumours that possibly one of my teammates might be on that show. I'm not too sure if she is or if she's not. But if so, it would be great to go out there and support both of them. So yeah, I do expect to be there.
In terms of the fight itself, Caoimhin, it looks like it can only really be one of the most exciting matchups made in not just men's boxing, women's boxing, all of boxing. Is that kind of what you're expecting, an explosive fight?
Yeah, listen, this is one of the biggest fights in boxing period, never regardless men or women. It's a historical night for women's boxing, and I feel like there will be fireworks that night. And listen, when you watch Katie Taylor, she's never in a dull fight. You know what I mean? That fight in her comes out at stages, even though sometimes we don't want it to come out of her, because she has been in with fighters that can kind of force the pace and bang a bit. And I'm sure that will come out of her on that night. But I feel like it's a Katie Taylor win, no matter what Toronto will bring. I feel like Katie's one of the fighters that she always finds a way, regardless. And Katie's just got an unbelievable boxing brain, technically brilliant. She can fight. She's got super fast hands. So I feel like it'll be a big win for Katie.
Let's come on to you then. You mentioned you want to be active. You know, you've been stop and start at times, as of most fighters during the pandemic. You're out March 12th in Nottingham. I've been having a look around. Is there any news on an opponent yet?
There's not. I'm frustrated. I want an opponent. Do you know what? We offered Sam Nadama the fight, and I was really hoping to get that fight because that's a big name for me, and a real test for me as well. And unfortunately, he was asking for a bit too much money, and the fight fell through. So right now we don't have an opponent. I don't really focus on that. I let my team deal with it, and I'm ready to fight whoever they think is a test for me. So there's no opponent just yet.
In terms of the arena that night, we know there's a lot of people coming over for the fight. To watch yourself, to watch Michael. Obviously, is it going to sound more like Nottingham or Belfast in there?
Belfast. This is an Irish invasion. I promise you that. You've got 4 Irish fighters on this card, and it's going to be a noisy night, and it will feel like Belfast. It'll feel like Ireland. I mean, I know a lot of fans coming over to support me and Mick from Belfast, and they'll be supporting the other lads from Ireland on the card. And I've sold a lot of tickets for this fight, so it's going to be a very noisy night. I look forward to it.
The press tour really got people talking. We saw them do a bit in England and then a bit across the pond as well. In terms of the main event, how do you see it playing out? We saw very cool, confident Michael Conlan doing that press tour.
Yeah, do you know what? I feel like it is genuinely a 50-50 fight. Someone who can bang against someone who's technically very, very good and has a pop as well. So it is a bit of a 50-50 fight. But listen, I'm always going to go with an Irish fighter, regardless. But genuinely do think Mick beats him. I do rate Lee Wood. I think he's a good fighter, and he's beaten good fighters. But I just feel like this is Mick's time, and he's coming up in weight. He's going to be a lot healthier at the weight, and I just feel like he will be world champion come the 12th of March.
In terms of the plan for yourself, you said you're kind of leaving the opponent side of things. Do you think you're just going to focus on being prepared for the date? You mentioned activity being the key. What is the kind of plan for you this year? We've seen you in you won an international title last time out. Hopefully the same again, sort of coming in the next few months. Is it to just slowly start creeping into those world rankings?
Yeah, that's always been my plan, to get into the world rankings and start creeping up them. Maybe go down the European route. I need to sit down with my team and see what they think is best for me. But in terms of myself, I just want to get myself world ranked, keep going up the rankings. Listen, in 18 months' time, I've got a WBA international. In 18 months' time, I could be challenging someone like Murata for the world title. Do you know what I mean? So as long as I keep winning, keep having step ups, they're the names I want to be in with, the big names. Do you know what I mean? I know I'm a long way off that at the moment, but it's only one big win away. Do you know what I mean? You get in there with the right opponent, and you go in and shine and stuff like that. You could be one or two fights away from that level. So I do understand this, and I'm 25. I'm only 10-0, and I've still got a lot of learning to do. But I feel like I'm one of the best middleweights in this division. Technically, it's just about getting the experience and learning to do the rounds. I've only been 9 rounds twice. I've been 7 rounds once, and everything else has been either 6 or stop in the 3. So, or in the 3rd, sorry. So I do have a lot of learning to do, but I do want to creep into the world rankings and just keep on progressing from there.
I know you're saying, look, you've got time on your side, rightfully at 25 years old, but is it kind of on the back of your mind that if you do keep winning and keep climbing those rankings, that there will be a changeover of belts coming in the middleweight division in the next couple of years? You know, Gennady Golovkin's not going to be around forever. Charlo's talking about moving up. We know Andrade's moving up as well. There will be opportunities down the line if you keep on winning.
Yeah, that's it. Do you know what I mean? All these fighters are a lot older than me, and kind of coming to the end of their career, or going to be moving up weights for the bigger and better fights. And there will be an opportunity for fighters like myself to creep in there and kind of take the challenges on and become a world champion. So I don't look at who's in my weight. Like I genuinely couldn't tell you who's who's got certain titles, or like I don't even know who the European champion is. I just focus on me and progressing from my last fight. Do you know what I mean? There's one thing my amateur coach always told me is control the controllable. No matter who you're fighting or what, who you may be fighting, it's all about controlling in the moment. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I do. I focus on myself and control what I can control, and don't look too far ahead. Do you know what I mean? I've got to get March 12th out of the way. We hope to be out maybe June, July, and then December or October again. So I want to be kept active this year. Have the right fights, and I want to meet a meaningful fight. Do you know what I mean? I feel like the better the fighter, the better I'll fight, and the better the performance I'll put on. So I feel like I do need a name on my record, and for everyone to kind of stop and take notice, and obviously to progress my career.
Last couple before I let you go, Caoimhin. Appreciate your time. We had some big boxing over the weekend. It was years and years and years in the making. We finally got Caoimhin together. Brook winning via 6th round TKO. What did you make of the fight?
Yeah, I thought Kel did what I expect him to do, go out and force the fight and hurt Khan early. And I called the 6th round. I'm not sure if you've seen on my Twitter. I put a bet on, and then I cashed out for whatever reason, thinking it was going to go in the 4th. But yeah, I expected Kel to do that, go out and kind of not let it go into them later rounds, because to be honest, I don't really know how much Kel has left. And I'm not too sure if he would have been the same fighter going into them later rounds. So he did what he had to do, and he hurt Khan early, and he got him out of there early. So it was a good performance for him, and he kind of showed glimpses of the old Brook.
Yeah, I did see that betting slip knocked around. A few people giving you grief for hitting the cash out button, but hey, listen, you live and learn.
You live and learn.
Chris Eubank Jr., someone around your division, he was ringside. He was sniffing around for Brook. Brook said that he would probably be interested in that fight as well. Do you think we need to see Brook again? I know that will be a bit of a dangling carrot for him, that another payday, but would you prefer to see him retire or fight someone like a Chris Eubank?
I feel like a Conor Benn is a much more winnable fight because of size. I would like to see Kel retire. I don't think he has a lot left, but he did mention after the fight that he is a prize fighter, and if it makes money, it makes sense. You know what I mean? So, I feel a bit sorry for Kel, because he's been one of them fighters that if he would have had this calm fight a couple of years, even 2-3 years ago, he could have kind of had the big meaningful fights. Not that he hasn't been in them, but he could have progressed on and made a bit more money than he already has. Whereas he's having to do that now, kind of cash out with a big fight. And he's not wrong for doing so, but at the same time, you've got to start thinking of your health. And he's got a young family. Do you know what I mean? I think Kel's got three little girls and stuff like that. So you do have to start thinking about that. And it's not always about money. But at the same time, if he can get a big, meaningful fight and a few quid, then why not? But personally, I'd like to see him retire.
All right, well, Caoimhin, thank you for speaking to Boxing Social. As always, good luck with the rest of camp, and we'll see you up in Nottingham very soon.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Ryan. Speak to you soon.